Hey there, welcome to the Eurostep, a Milwaukee Bucks podcast, proudly a part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and GSPN, and presented by our pals at Prize Picks. I am Ty Windisch, one of your hosts, joined on a frigid Monday morning by Rohan Katti, as always, my lovely co-host. Rohan, happy Monday.
Is it a happy Monday?
Depends on your perspective. It depends if you look forward or backward, Rohan.
Well, here's the thing. It could also be welcome to the Bucks season for a lot of people.
Yeah, they were welcomed last night.
Sorry? I guess for those who are just
in case you weren't aware,
the Packers season.
We are having the type of season here where you get packed up by Tim Hardaway Jr. That is where we've been at. That's where we clearly continue to be at after the Bucks lost to a Nuggets team down 4 starters, 108-104. A starting 5 of, I don't even know what order to read these names. I'm not sure of all the exact positions. Jalen Pickett, Hunter Tyson, Peyton Watson, Spencer Jones, and Aaron Gordon beat the Bucks with Giannis, who played 33 minutes, had 31 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. They won his minutes by 16 points. They won AJ Green's by 11. They play together a lot, but plus-minus got AJ Green. And they were plus 9 in Rollins minutes. They lost everybody else's minutes, including, he's back, baby, minus 21 for Gary Trent Jr., who still played almost as much as Gary Harris, who I think is just good. That's been one of my takeaways from this West Coast trip. He's had some great defensive possessions in each of the last 3 games. He barely plays.
He's really good at swiping at the ball, man.
I don't know what was going on with this rotation. I mean, Doc wanted to play small despite Kuzma having one of the worst first halves you'll ever see. I cannot believe, looking back at this, so Miles Turner was in and out. I think questionable pooping was the story. A lot going on right now. Shout out to Miles for trying to tough it out. He's have 16 points. He was knocking down threes early in the game. Portis only played 16 minutes despite that, and he was 6 of 9 shooting in that time, and still a -3, which is the Bobby Portis experience. Would have been worse if he didn't play with Giannis a lot. Weird game, ugly game. I don't know how much you necessarily want to talk about the game because we do have some news. The weather is cold, but the rumor mill is heating up, including one specific report that we really need to address because it's from our guy, Big Jim Owczarski, and frankly, that just carries more weight to me. But the other story from the game was the guards were just really bad. I already mentioned Trent, but the important guards, Rollins 1 of 9, KPJ 4 of 17. If either of those guys has an average game by their standards, the Bucks are probably winning this pretty easily. They didn't. They did not do that whatsoever.
No, Giannis needed someone else with some sort of offensive output, like a normal offensive output, and they win this game pretty handily. Like they lost this game by 4 points.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate,
you just need any sort of good performance from anyone else.
And it looked like it was going to be Turner, and he was late he wasn't late like he forgot, like he was clearly in the back. I don't want to get in trouble. Allegedly defecating, and he ended up only playing 9.5 minutes in the second half. And I saw some people like Doc's at it again. Doc did confirm that he's sick and like fighting through it after the game. I will give Doc a pass on this one. I think clearly. Yeah. Turner was going through it, but he was 3 of 3 from 3 in the first half. He was 0 of 2 from the field in the second half and wasn't able to play much. Like if he just plays normal minutes, they might win.
Pierce situation.
No, you don't. You don't.
No, you really don't.
I mean,
sorry, I feel bad for Miles. He's probably like knocking everything down in the first half so he could get to halftime.
Right. He was knocking things down, and maybe things were knocking down through him. Second half, Giannis 21, 6 assists, 8 of 11 shooting. Then Kuzma 11. I will say, I knocked Kuzma's first half. He had a much better second half. 11 points, 6 boards, 5 of 9 shooting. No other Buck scored more than 6, and that was KPJ, and he took 9 shots to get there. It was bad. AJ Green was okay in the second half. 8 points on 2 of 4 from deep. He made a 2. He actually had the perfect opportunity to dunk. Didn't even consider. Shot a floater from 1 inch away, which you don't see every day.
Well, to his... in fairness to AJ Green,
yep.
I don't know if he's a standstill dunker yet.
I don't either, but put that off glass, please. Like, I was so nervous. You just see players.
It was a weird looking shot.
You see players miss at that range all the time because you really don't practice. Like, it's like 2K. No one increases your standing dunk, I feel like. That's the attribute I'd pay the least attention to. Driving dunk or layup, sure. Standing, close shot? Close shot? No, I'm not playing Nikola Jokic ball. I'm not doing close shot. AJ Green certainly is not working on that every day. Thankfully, he hit it. A rare 2 from AJ.
I thought he missed it.
It looked like it was gonna. It looked like it could have been an air ball for sure.
But it was actually just a perfect floater.
Yeah. Rollins continued to trend. He couldn't hit anything in the last game. He couldn't hit anything in this game. 1 of 6 in the second half. 2 points. A plus 16. But I think a lot of that was he just played a ton with Giannis, and Giannis was a plus 17. So I'm not going to overrate that too much. He did some other nice things. He had 2 blocks and a steal and 3 assists, but couldn't hit a shot. And again, KPJ had 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2. Also could not hit a shot all night, and that's why they lost. So one thing I posted after this game. Actually, is there anything else that you want to talk about from? I mean, it was ugly. It was despicable. Obviously, a game they should have won. But we've just had so many of these that I don't know how much new ground there is to cover. This is just the Bucks experience where every week they're like, oh, wow, nice Lakers win. That was enjoyable. And then you could just feel it. All right, they're going to embarrass themselves now, whether it's the Wizards, the Nets, whoever, all these teams we could go over that they've lost to.
Yeah, I mean, that's the trend I was going to speak on is in the aggregate, 2-2 on this West Coast road trip isn't bad. It's not horrible. Especially for a Bucks team that's below 500, 2-2 on a West Coast trip that's over a week long. It's not horrible. I think going into it, we would have been like, yeah, that's all right. You would have hoped for 3-1
at the beginning of the season, maybe, but we wanted better when they were actually going into this, given we knew the injury statuses of all these teams.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm just giving them too much credit, but it's also end of a 9-day road trip where you're in Denver. And you're getting ready to go home. It sucks.
I mean, yeah.
But also,
life is hard.
The team was awful.
Yeah. And they had 1 starter. I mean, you got packed up by Tim Hardaway Jr. They had no answer for him. Their defense still just Doc is obviously, I think they need a new coach. I think he should go. Greg Buckner, if you're going to keep Doc, put in a new defensive coordinator. The defense stinks. How can you not cover this team?
Yeah. At least do that now. If you're not going to fire Doc, at least fire Greg.
Or don't even change his role. Demote him. You have 18 guys on the staff. You have another guy who is defensive coordinated for this team on this staff, and Rex Kalamian, and the defense looked better. Yes. How can you not cover the Denver Nuggets with no Jokic and no Murray? They're just bad. They don't rotate. Their schemes are bad. They are bad. They pick up way too high. Bucks Breakdown, I think, was the first to regularly call this out. You watch their defense. They're picking up guys who never shoot pull-up threes at 3/4 court. For what? And then they just get beat on drives over and over, and their rotations suck. They play defense dumb. They don't have amazing personnel, but they have okay personnel. They play dumb. They play offense dumb, too.
They all think they're Drew Holiday. Every single guard defender thinks they're Drew Holiday.
And they think they're Drew Holiday on offense, too. Time for a pull-up. Giannis who?
Really do. Every Bucks guard just thinks they're Drew Holiday.
Yeah, they heard us say, we could use a Drew Holiday, and they took all the wrong lessons from that.
They're ooh, what did Drew do? Ooh, he's picking up guys full court. Ooh, he's taking these shots. So yeah, Drew could handle that.
Yeah. He pushed the line sometimes, but not enough. He was great. Yeah, offensively. Defensively, he could definitely handle it. Yeah.
Offensively, he went way too over the line, and that's why he got traded.
Yeah. A bad move.
I'm not asking for an offensive Drew Holiday. I'm asking for a defensive.
Yeah.
It's just an ugly game. It's a terrible game. It's a terrible look for a team that wants to be serious. You're not.
Well, it's put the optics aside. You made up no ground to get back into the play-in. You had a chance. So the Warriors game, fine. You lose that. They had their guys. I mean, shouldn't have been as lopsided as it was, but sure. I mean, they made it close late, but in the middle of the game, they just got pantsed. You beat the Lakers. That was nice. Luka had maybe his worst game of the season. They didn't have Reeves, and you almost lost, and it took Giannis being a god late. And then this game, no Jokic, no Murray. these are the games you have to win if you're going to get out of 11th. You're 5 games under 500 still. Remember, Giannis came back. All these stats, they're this and this since Giannis came back. They've made up no ground. They're still 11th. They're a game and a half, 2 in the loss column behind Chicago. Ironically, they're 1 in the loss column behind Atlanta, but Atlanta has more wins. Doesn't matter. I mean, it was all these numbers like, they're this close to the whatever. They're kind of not anymore. They're kind of just the same distance, but now there's less games to play.
Yeah.
It's not good.
This was an important stretch.
Yeah.
We talked about it before. This was an important stretch, and they kind of failed the test.
They definitely did, and I actually have not looked at the schedule, but I know it's getting a bit harder. Although, shout out Rudy Gobert, who got himself ejected and I believe will be suspended for Timberwolves Bucks in Milwaukee on Tuesday.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did I miss this?
Yeah, he went after Wemby.
Oh my God. He's his fellow countryman.
A flagrant 1. Almost hurt him.
Dang. That might be bad for the Bucks, actually.
He's good.
He's just going to go off on him.
Rudy's been good this year, though, and he is kind of their whole defense.
That's true, but Giannis figured out Rudy a while ago.
I mean, the other guys haven't, and that's kind of been the Bucks' problem lately.
That's true.
And then Bucks have a couple days off. They go to Spurs, or 1 day off, but they have time off between. They go to the Spurs on Thursday, and then they have a bunch of days off. So that's their only games for this week. Wolves and Spurs. Wolves are going to be down a player. The Spurs have not had Vassell for a while, and Wemby's kind of been in and out of the lineup really all year. But
he's back, though.
He's back now, but he's got flagranted, so hopefully he's okay. He almost got hurt in that play I read. We'll see. 2 good teams, though. 2 much better teams than the Bucks have seen lately. If you have not been paying attention, the Spurs are way ahead of schedule. They are second in the Western Conference, 27-12. They've done that they really haven't had their full team all year. Wemby missed a lot of time. Vassell's been out, and it really hasn't mattered. So that's going to be really hard to win in San Antonio. And then the Wolves are 4th in the West. They're like the least impressive good team I probably regularly see. Where I'm like, it's kind of just Ant and a little bit of Randall offensively, but they make it work. But 26-14 in the better conference. The Bucks are obviously going to have to be much better. And it starts with the 2 guards, but I think their bench lineups have been a huge issue lately since Jumpman Sims has been banished to the Shadow Realm because Doc keeps going to the Kuzma Portis lineups and they just cannot protect the rim whatsoever.
No, they really can't. And the reason why I was saying that Gobert being out might be a bad thing for the Bucks is they tend to not take injured teams seriously, or not injured, like not full teams seriously, aka the Denver Nuggets.
But wouldn't this be? It's bad that he's out. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yes.
If they were full strength, they would get up for this game more.
Yeah, I mean their last good win now was Boston, which was about a month ago. Although, I mean, they've been without Tatum all year. Every time I think about how good Boston's been without Jason Tatum all year, it makes me that much more disgusted with the Bucks.
It's a team. It's Jaylen Brown and friends. Like it's
Derek White's been good, but
but like everyone else is.
They have a good coach.
Yeah, they have a great coach.
They're like second. They're second in offense. For them. Starting Nimi Keita, they're second in offense.
It's just despicable.
Anyway.
What do you think Joe Mazzulla would do with this team?
They'd be top 5 offense easily.
Do you think he would still make them watch The Town, even though it's not a...
I don't care.
He wouldn't be in Boston.
He's good. I thought he wasn't good, but he's good. I don't... Whatever he does, the Bucks should try it. They should watch The Town.
What's a good Milwaukee-based movie?
Blues Brothers. What's the Mr. 3000? What's the one? The baseball one? I think it takes place. He plays for the Brewers.
Oh man,
Mr. 5000.
What is that?
Something like that.
I
forget who's in it. It is Mr. 3000.
What about that new Hugh Jackman movie? Hugh Jackman was at Cops.
Yeah, I saw that. Bernie Mac, Mr. 3000.
Yeah.
It was a box office flop. Bridesmaids took place in Milwaukee? Are you just on a list of moves
No,
that took place in Milwaukee?
Yes, I am. I am looking at the list of Milwaukee plays a central role in the life of Kristen Wiig's character.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that now.
I'm just looking for.
We're too early in the pod for this. We're too early in the pod for this, Rohan. We can't do this. This episode, and all of our episodes is presented by Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports platform, the best place to turn your cold hard takes into red hot cash. And listen, wasn't a great weekend for me on the PP, on the Prize Picks. We're not going to use that abbreviation anymore. Mostly because, Jordan Love didn't do great. For some reason, I was way out over my skis on Saturday. I had Demon Time Quay Walker more than a quarter sack. I thought maybe they'll try to scheme some pressure because they have defensive linemen out. It didn't work out. Not a lot worked out in that game for us in a broader sense as well. But I still love playing on Prize Picks. It still adds an added layer of spice to watching the games I'm going to be watching anyway, because now I know I felt good about this player. I didn't think that player would do well, and I can literally turn that into cash. So right now, what I'm looking at is, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's been scoring quite a bit lately, so if that number is 29.5, probably going more than, he has to. The assists crept up, but the assists have been a little up and down, so I've been looking more at scoring or your favorite, assists in the first 3 minutes maybe. That's a good one. The rest of the Bucks, though, I would keep an eye on AJ Green made threes because he quietly has been back to like 50%. So maybe that projection lags a little bit behind after this cold spell. I'm going to be locking into that as well. But, of course, you can play on football as well. Women's basketball, one of their leagues is back in action. College football really heating up down the stretch. Fernando Mendoza, I don't think they have like more than 3.5 wholesome moments per interview, but would certainly go more than there. The guy throws a lot of touchdowns too. But check out what they do have. They have even more sports. There's so much to play. Download Prize Picks app today using the link in our description and use promo code Eurostep, and you get $50 in plays when you play $5 for the first time, whether you win or lose. That's code Eurostep to get $50 in plays on the Prize Picks app when you sign up today. Prize Picks, run your game. So my last post after last night's game, when KPJ and Rollins were both bad, and I've been mulling this idea generally as well, because even when those guys are good, generally, whether he's missing the game or if he's just sitting on the bench during the game, the Bucks are pretty hapless when Giannis sits. Not like tread water bad most of the time. On the whole this season, they've been hapless bad, like impossible to function.
It's been like, oh my goodness, every possession is grinded out and looks terrible bad.
So let's throw Ja Morant into the mix. Per Jim Owczarski of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, he's confirmed 2 Bucks trade targets at the moment. One of them we've known about for a while, Zach LaVine.
Oh my God, I apologize to the listeners. I just realized I was using the wrong mic this whole time.
Oh, it didn't sound bad, but now it does sound a lot better.
I am so sorry.
Wow. It did not sound bad.
Okay.
That's crazy. Zach LaVine, I thought you were apologizing for this report. I was like, I don't think you have to apologize.
No. Love the report. Love Big Jim.
Absolutely. Zach LaVine from the Kings and Ja Morant, the embattled a good word for this, Grizzlies point guard, who, really interesting that they, I don't know, maybe they were in on Trey too. It sure sounded like it was kind of a one-team bidding process there. I'd be fascinated.
They checked in. They checked in.
They checked in. And maybe that's all they're doing here. Yeah.
Hey, Atlanta. What's up? Just checking in. You know how you have to just maintain friendships and stuff? Every now and then.
Networking.
You have to check in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just checking in.
I do think it sounds like Atlanta's priority was getting off of the money next year. And they did that. Kispert, I think, will be around, but McCollum is expiring, of course. Trey is almost certainly opting in. And the Bucks do not have any expiring money. Not real, not significant. So they couldn't have facilitated that for Atlanta. But the more I was listening today to the All-NBA podcast with Adam Mares and Mark Stein talk about that move. And Mares asked Stein...
That's an interesting combo of people.
I think they work together somewhat frequently.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's
Mark
cool.
Stein is in Manchester right now, if you're wondering.
Is he? Okay.
Because there's NBA games in Europe. I think there's doing Germany and London.
Oh, that's
Yeah, this coming week. Yes. Yeah. But he went there early because he loves soccer. Anyway, this doesn't need to be the Mark Stein step. But basically, Mara asked him, of course, Mark Stein, if you don't know, NBA Insider does really good work on his Substack, the Stein Line, in conjunction now with Jake Fisher. The Fish Dish, I don't know. It's like, he should have I feel like he should have his own name thing within it. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Get fished.
Get fished. Go fish.
Go fish.
Go fish. There we go. But basically, Mars asked him, what are the NBA, like the executives, right? Like the thinkers behind NBA teams, what was their reaction? Because a lot of the fans and media were like, wow, they got nothing for Trae Young, the Hawks. Sorry, Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum's expiring, but nothing, no real assets, no firsts, no young players. Again, Corey Kispert, not really young anymore. And he was like, honestly, people were surprised they didn't have to pay. Like, that's just 1 year left, but just that year is so big, and the way teams look at guards is so different now. A lot of executives were like, wow, Washington probably should have gotten something else, which I still find crazy. Even with my team building hat on, it's still Trae Young. He's not 35.
Yeah, I don't think you would have to pay to get rid of him.
That's what the reaction was. That's what Stein said. And clearly we did not get sometimes like the Luka trade's a great example, the most extreme, but sometimes you get the reports after a deal where it leaks out and it's like, man, I would have gotten involved if I knew that was the price, like kind of that salty thing from executives. There was none of that. In fact, I think the reporting, these teams, like the Hawks kept putting stuff out there to kind of like, anyone? Can we get a second bid? Hello? And they didn't.
Sort of what seems like it's happening with Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. Because obviously the report came a few days ago from ESPN that the Grizzlies are now entertaining offers for Ja Morant, and it's like, oh, for the first time they're entertaining offers and things like that. It's like, you were doing that already. Let's be honest.
That you're right, and that's why I'm more interested in this scenario than I was like a week ago. That report that the Grizzlies put out is like, send us something. Like, you know what I mean? Please? Like, they're like, please. And the fact that they did it, and this is what especially starts to intrigue me, they put that out after the Trae trade. So they saw Trae Young, who is more expensive salary-wise, but has less remaining years than Ja Morant. They saw that guy, and I feel like they've been similarly grouped a lot of the time, right? Like it's kind of been he, LaMelo, who I don't think really belongs there, frankly, and Trae. Ja, LaMelo, and Trae have kind of been like, these are the three troubled offensive point guards who have no value. They saw him go for expiring money, and they were like, we'll take that. Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum, call me. Like, they are desperate to move him. That's the subtext here. You don't put out that report about your one-time franchise player if you're not desperate to move him. Because that report was not like teams are calling, like the Grizz were literally like rolling out the red carpet, like give us a trade call.
Yeah, and the only other thing from Shams of ESPN, it says multiple teams are pursuing Morant in trade talks, and rival executives believe the Grizzlies would prioritize draft picks and young players in return.
Sure they would.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they'd love that. Like, can we get anything, please? We saw Trae just go for absolutely nothing. Can we get something? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Bucks will take your swap in 32. Do you want that?
I mean, I remember that the Hawks to spin this thing through Stein, I believe, like the day before the trade was reported, and it didn't go through for another day or two. We got this totally random report. The Hawks have always loved Corey Kispert.
I love those. I love those.
And that to me was like, we need to make it look like we're really happy about this return. We've never heard this before. I mean, maybe we have. I've not been following Hawks Corey Kispert news, but that's so blatantly trying to make it look like you got a better return than you did for that to leak. Like, clearly while the trade's probably wrapping up, right? Like, we've always wanted the guy we're getting in this trade for the guy who brought us to the conference finals. We've always wanted that guy.
Absolutely. We gotta that Southeastern Division. We were always keeping our eye on it.
We saw him up close for so long, and We said we
saw him sitting on the bench, and we were like, you know what? We can. He's broken, but could be fun to fix.
This guy. This guy could give Luke Kennard a real push, and that's exactly what we're looking for right now.
Luke Kennard, who is not really a priority for us.
And maybe Kispert can push him out the door, and that's huge.
He can either push above him or push Kennard out.
Just push him right out.
There's one role for white shooters.
There's just one. So
basketball players, got to be clear.
Yeah, sorry. And Stein said the same thing that Shams said, is that the Grizzlies are looking for young players and or draft picks. He also said, the Grizzlies.
I'm looking to win a few $1 million, Ty.
Well, the Grizzlies, the same team that traded Desmond Bane and got 4 firsts. It's like, obviously not close to that. Like it's not going to be like that. What
world we live in.
I know.
Where Desmond Bane is going to go for more than John Morant.
I know.
We want more than Trae Young.
John Morant, 39. Well, one of the big NBA Twitter accounts posted, it was like Bane and McHale, and it was 10 firsts. 10, yeah. And it was Trae and Luka, and it was 1 first. Very funny.
Bane's having a great year.
Yeah.
I kind of was down on that trade. Obviously, for Orlando, the value's still bad.
Yeah.
But he's playing well.
Would you rather have him or Cedric Howard right now? Not just for this year, but as assets going forward.
Bane.
I think it's
for
close.
Assets going forward?
Yeah, on your team, on your franchise. Not just for this year. Bane's definitely better this year.
Maybe Coward? But also Bane's just good.
Bane's good. Howard, I don't mean to take away from Bane.
Is Coward going to be as good as Bane? Probably, but we don't know that yet.
I like his chances to be. He is 14, 6.7 assists, 3 assists to 1.7 turnovers, 47 from the field, 34 from deep. He's probably you're good enough that you're all right, we'll take junk for John Morant. And that's where the Bucks come into this conversation, because the Bucks do have junk to offer.
Yeah, let's slop it up so that you could just do this straight up Bob and Kuz for John Morant. From a trade perspective.
Yeah. The Bucks are still $8 million from the tax. That's totally simple. It only adds $3.5 million to your books. And if you're Memphis, Bob's contract runs the same length as Ja's, but it's a third of the cost. Kuzma's is declining, and he's expiring next year. So either you keep him around or, this summer, next season, trade him as expiring money. And basically you're unloading, what the difference between Ja and Bob, nearly 30 million next year probably. You just have 30 mil more next year if you can unload Kuzma as well. And even if you can't, you have a lot more space next year just on the difference between those contracts.
Yeah, it's
not expiring money, but it's less money. And
should we talk about this from a Grizz perspective first?
Sure.
So because we already are. From a Grizz perspective, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's a bad return.
Yeah.
It's not a good return. It's worse than Atlanta's trade for Trae, by far, I would say.
Yeah, because of the money.
Exactly. Because at least you're not free. Because if you're Memphis, you're going to be bad. You're going to be bad for a few years.
Yeah.
You want to have which they've been already, but they've also been in constant turmoil of this team was a number 1 seed or a 2 seed in the Western Conference 1 year.
We shouldn't throw stones. They're also 17 and 22, but they're in 10th, not 11th. So.
Yeah, no, we get it.
Yeah.
They've just been doing this a lot longer than the Bucks have.
They won 48 games last year, actually.
They did.
They've been up and down, pretty much based on Ja and Jaren's availability.
No, the Bucks won 48 games or something last year.
They did. These teams have actually been very tight parallels, which is kind of funny.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it's just, if you're going to be bad for a couple years, why do you want to pay Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma? Do you think you could flip them to a contender?
I think you could flip Portis for sure.
I think you can flip Kuz.
I think Portis easier because he's only at 13 point some million this year.
Yeah.
13.4. And again, other people don't have to watch him as much as we do defensively. And maybe maybe another team is we can be smarter and mask him more defensively. The Bucks did that when they had Bud as their coach. They just don't have a good coach right now. but he's shooting, 45% from three? I mean, it's not nothing. And he is rebounding well at the moment. So, like, broad strokes looking at Portis, 13 points, 6.5 boards, 47% from three, nearly 50% from two. Like, yeah, I think they could at least turn around and flip him for something light. So, like, you get maybe a couple seconds out of it or something.
Yeah. It's still, I still don't know if I do this if I'm Memphis.
It depends. I mean, here's why I think they might, or maybe we can talk about other versions of this and where we would draw the line and where we wouldn't do it. Maybe you wouldn't do it even for this. I would do it for this. I'm sick of watching these two guys. I'll take the swing.
What's your rotation look like then?
Well, now you have too many point guards, so you're going to have to move one for a forward.
Yeah.
That's the other, but figure it out. I mean, these guys make a lot of money. The thing about Ja Morant is not this year because they've been injured and a mess and he hasn't played as much. Last year, when they were, like a 48-win team, they were, unlike Trae Young, really good when Ja played. Net of plus 6.8 with Ja on, which dropped to plus 3.4 with Ja off. So he wasn't maybe like the number one contributor to them winning games. Maybe someone like, Jaren or Brandon Clark had a really good on-off for some reason. Marcus Smart had a really good on-off there. Weird season for them. Yuki Karimura had one of the best. But Ja was good and productive and available, and he did help them win. And I actually went back earlier when we were talking about Trae. If you look at last season for them, that wasn't necessarily the case. I believe they were like net even with Trae off and minus with him on. So there is a more recent sample of Trae being helpful, of Ja being helpful. They were plus 0.6 with Trae on the court. The Hawks were last season. And, they were minus 3.7 with him off. So it just wasn't as high of a high, but they were better with him. Ja also peaked higher individually. Second team All-NBA, seventh in MVP voting. His third season, he also won most improved player that year.
Peaked higher in terms of like awards. I don't know if he's been better than Trae.
I mean, I think he was that year. I think that year was better than Trae's ever been. They were good defensively, at least as a team.
Yeah. I mean, Trae's peaked and higher in terms of team success.
For sure.
I think he's overall over his career and even now just been a better player.
I mean, had kind of a rough year.
I'd be more excited for Trae than I am for Ja.
Trae has a harder glaring weakness to overcome. Trae's defense is probably the worst in the league.
Giannis does not excite me.
So Ja has a glaring weakness. It is the shooting. 21% this year, 31% last year, 27 in 9 games, 31 the year before that. So he's like 10 points below his normal, which is not good. He is a much more dynamic, athletic finisher than Trae or anyone the Bucks have, frankly, even though he did say this year he's giving up on dunking because of all the injuries. He immediately
took that back, though.
Yeah.
And started dunking. He dunked like the game after he said that.
Yeah, because I looked it up, and I think he has like 9 dunks this year. And he had about triple the dunks of the Bucks' backup big man, Bobby Portis, their like 6th man of the year guy.
I will never forget how big of a deal they made for Bob catching
his first alley-oop in year 5 with the Bucks.
It's despicable, man. If I was that tall, all I would do was dunk.
He's up to 4, so Bob dunked 1 more time.
Did you see Wemby kick the ball through the hoop? And we have Bob sitting here saying like, "Oh my God, guys, I caught my first alley-oop." You're 6'10", Bob.
Ja's only got 7 dunks this year. He's played way less minutes, but still has nearly double the dunks of Bobby Portis.
He's also a point guard.
A guy, and a point guard who, maybe even if he walked it back, at one point publicly declared, "I'm done dunking." And he has 3 more dunks in like 1,000 less minutes.
It's just despicable. I'm so done with Bob, man. I'm so done.
I am too, which is why I'm like, you know what? Let's see if Ja Morant can work. For free. For free. Or if you get paid. I mean, we haven't talked about that. Like, if you get something for this, like, then absolutely.
If you get something, I'm way more on board with it.
Even if it's like a second round pick. Portland's 2029 second, send it over.
I don't know if adding Ja Morant to this team dramatically helps.
So here's, and I think, and I've been thinking about this a lot since like kind of this news has been coming out. And I almost think, and I don't think this is the right decision to make, but I kind of think the thought process here is, which I mentioned this earlier, like, could we at least be decent in Ja on, Giannis off minutes? Like, Jumpman Sims rolling to the rim and 3 shooters and Ja, like, is that going to be, passable, +1 net rating? And then, okay, we do that, even if we're a little worse in the Giannis minutes, if this isn't as good of a fit, we're a better team overall, because right now we're just getting destroyed when Giannis sits. Like, is Ja better enough of a team lifter, which he has been in his career, than Rollins / KPJ to make you better in those minutes? Again, I wouldn't prioritize that, but it has been so bad, I could see why they're thinking about it. Same logic for LaVine too. It's like, he's more boring, he's more expensive money-wise, probably not asset-wise, but same conversation of like, that guy is more of a proven scorer. Can he keep your team going more?
Yeah, I also have been thinking about this in terms of they just need to do something. You need to shake something up, because this team is going nowhere.
Yeah.
So if you do trade for Ja and it is just Kuz and Bob, you're getting paid or not, you're not giving any asset. You can't do that.
What if it's...
You have to... Go ahead.
What if it's KPJ, Bob, Kuz, and then you get like a bad first?
Coward?
No, absolutely not.
I'd do that.
But the problem is, I think they traded some of their bonus Orlando picks in the Coward trade. They don't have a bonus pick until 2030 now. Like, they're not going to give you their first, because if they're trading Ja, I assume their plan is to be bad this year. So I don't think you're getting any of their firsts.
Probably not.
You could get... Would this be enough for you to do this? This year, most favorable of Brooklyn, Clippers, Boston... I don't even know how many. Wait, Boston, Pacers, Miami, and somebody else is second. So probably Indiana's second, because they're the worst team in the league. So like pick 31?
I guess. I know about the top of this draft. I don't know really much about the bottom.
I mean, I would honestly, I'd be open to like, even if it's not that one, like they have Portland's 29 second. Then they don't have many seconds. That's the issue. But like, can you just get some more fungible currency? Because the Bucks just don't have a lot of that right now. They don't have a lot of things to include.
They don't. They have their first in 2031, and then they have a swap in 32.
Yeah. I assume the Grizzlies would want Rollins, who's younger and under more team control. I will be clear. I'm not doing that. I'm saying no. I'm not. If
you are getting Ja Morant, and you have to choose between Ryan Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr., the player who fits with Ja Morant more is Ryan Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So you would have to keep Ryan Rollins.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I get it from the point of just you have to shake things up. But I'm also thinking, is this what just makes Giannis go like, Ja? Really?
I don't know.
Giannis is enamored by like names.
He's enamored by and quote unquote greatness, and this is a player who's made an All NBA second team, which is a big deal. Granted, it was a few years ago now, but also he hasn't really. Some of it clearly his fault, but 23-24, he only played 9 games. That was suspension / injury. And then last year he played 50 games. I will say, like, 23 points, 45% from the field, 7.3 assists, 3.7 turnovers, 1.2 steals, 4 rebounds. Like, it was a good season.
Are you extending Ja?
He's got 2 more years after this. You don't have to talk about that.
I'm saying, like, is that the plan in like a year?
Well, I think you just see what happens before you even think about that. I mean,
then you're like, oh, do we have to trade Ja now?
I mean, so here's the other thing about this. And this year, for context, we haven't said it yet. He's only played 17 games, 28 minutes, 19 points, 7.4 assists, 3.6 turnovers, 3 rebounds per game. Less than 1 steal. Shooting 40% from the field, 21% from 3, 90 from free throw, and he did carve up the Bucks, which I always am like, that might push them over the edge. He looked great against Milwaukee. So if your team has a bad or dumb defense, he can succeed. We do know that even this year.
A lot of teams don't have as bad or as dumb of a defense as the Bucks.
I agree. I'm just saying. And they saw it up close. That's always dangerous. If it doesn't work, which again, like this season already isn't working, so if you're not giving up a real asset, part of my thought process when thinking about this is like, what's the worst? Well, we're going to be bad this year? What a shame that would be. Like, what if we got to lose? So if it doesn't work and you're like, all right, this stinks now, but you don't give up Rollins or any of your real picks, now you could trade 3 picks and Ja's salary for anyone else you want. And I kind of think you could probably just go back to the well of like these players who make $40 million and their teams don't necessarily want them. Like, can we attach 1 pick to just flip him for somebody else? Probably.
Is that how you build teams though? I don't know if it is. I don't know if that's the recipe for success.
I know it's not Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma ball.
No, it's not. That is very true. But at least in Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma ball, they are 2 separate players who you can put in separate deals.
Yeah, you can, but I don't think you have the assets to really make separate deals. I don't think they're that valuable. I don't know if it helps you.
Yeah, you're right. Or you could do 1 now with a first, and then you'll have another first to trade this summer.
Yeah.
And then you could do another deal. You're just putting all your eggs in one basket. Like, this is the similar thing for what I said with the trade, is once you do this trade, you can't do anything else the rest of the year.
Yeah, but the trade, I mean, that was in a world where we were thinking about you're giving up like picks or more at least. I mean, I know you want to have other salary blocks, but you could I'm sure you could do the inverse of this deal somewhere else. I'm sure some other
this
team.
Season?
No, in the summer. I'm saying if you get to the summer and it doesn't work, some team has their own version of Kuzma Portis they would probably give you for a free Ja Morant.
Yeah, I guess. But it's also like, if you make this trade, you have a clear hole in your wing depth. How are you replacing that? How are you solving that problem?
One of your guards. I mean, you have to shop in specific salary
KPJ
tiers.
makes $5 million.
Yeah.
That's not a ton.
No. You have to find somebody who makes like $7 million or less.
There's just not a ton you can do for that.
I don't feel like they have the wing position solved now.
No, they don't, but it's just going to get worse.
I don't know if that's possible.
I think it is. I think we would see that in this trade. Like, Kyle Kuzma is very inconsistent, but he's there.
Do you think they're that much worse if they just play Ajax? That much worse?
They're not going to play Ajax.
You might not have a choice.
Doc would rather quit than play Ajax at this point.
Let's see. Okay. I'm scrolling down. Let me throw names at you in the 6-ish million range. Dean Wade.
No.
He's that much worse than Kuzma? Yeah. He's actually kind of a similar player.
I think Kuzma's better, but I also don't think you're getting Dean Wade.
They might just need to cut money. They might just need to cut money.
Yeah. Actually,
Agbaji, who's not really a wing, but is depth.
They're trying to give him away.
That's exactly. Zaire Williams from Brooklyn. John Conchar, who I think they've been trying to give away for years, yet they keep re-signing. Sadiq Bey, if he's ever healthy. Lakers aren't trading Laravia. Do you want Cody Williams, the worst player in the NBA from the Utah Jazz?
Yeah, Utah's first-round pick from last year.
Haywood Highsmith, if he's able to get healthy, $5.6 million.
Yeah, we haven't seen him play.
Well, assuming he could. Yabusele?
No.
Why?
What is Gershon Yabusele doing for you?
Probably most of the Kuzma stuff, but
no, he's
17
not.
million cheaper.
Like no, he's not.
Yabu last year was way better than Kuzma this year. He's having a bad year for the Knicks.
in a different role.
Was it a different role?
Like, is he now your backup 5?
4 or 5.
That's not a wing.
I mean, it's kind of a mix.
No.
You don't have a backup 5 right now.
Is not a wing.
Still going down here.
These names are not exciting me at all.
Kyle Kuzma's name doesn't excite me either.
Kyle Kuzma's name excites me more than any of those names.
You're higher on Kuzma than me now. We flipped on this.
I can't believe this is happening.
He just forgets to make layups like once a week. It's kind of a problem.
Yeah, but he's like one of the only smart players the Bucks have.
I don't think he's smart.
I think he can be.
That's not. That's the antithesis of smart. Can be smart means not smart by definition.
I think the Bucks are a very dumb team.
I agree.
Kuzma shows more promise than most people.
You think Yabusele plays less smart than Kuzma?
Sometimes.
Nah, I don't know about that. What about
Svi
Mihailuk?
Get out of here.
What?
Svi Mihailuk hasn't been an impact player in like 4 years.
He hasn't been in the right role. Noah Clowney?
No.
That's
not a wing.
No, yes
That's
it
not
is.
a wing.
Yes it is. What do you think Noah Clowney is?
Noah Clowney is less of a wing than Kyle Kuzma.
He's a 6'10" power forward. They're the same player. Worse branding.
No, they are not.
What about Torian Prince was dribbling the other day? Can we take 2 minutes? Can we take 2 minutes? Like, is that not a big deal? I don't know if you saw it. Jim Owczarski blue skied a video of him dribbling with like no neck gear or anything on. They applied for the disabled player exception, which made us think he'd be out for the year. No word on if they've gotten it. No word yet. There's got to be a whole panel and everything. It's the holidays. Hard to get people together. I mean, I don't know. Probably nothing, but maybe something. It'd be nice. It'd really be nice.
Torian Prince would change my life right now. Oh, we don't realize what we had.
No.
Torian Prince, my king, my prince.
I'm still scrolling through salaries here.
I can tell.
I think OKC wants to get... Oh, no, he's on Washington now. Dylan Jones. He's already gone.
Noah Clowney is shooting 32% from three.
What's Kuzma shooting from three?
That's not what I said.
Well, I think it's relevant.
Kyle Kuzma is shooting...
Yeah. You have Kuz colored glasses on.
Dang it, man.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
He's shooting 0.2% better than Noah Clowney.
Wow. That's worth $20 million.
On fewer attempts a game. That's worse.
Is that bad? Yeah.
That's worse.
If you could get Justin Champagnie from Washington, I think that's legitimately an upgrade. I don't know if you can.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's actually better.
I was going to say they're not trading.
I would do anything for Vit. We've talked about Vit Krejci before. I think he's legitimately good.
Yeah. He's more of a wing. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah. I'm down to vet min now. I'm running out of players.
Do you see the issue, though?
Yeah. No, I do. Team building is hard.
Like, this team building sucks, but I think a trade like this could make it even worse.
Maybe. Or, again, like...
This roster construction is bad. I want this to be very clear. The current roster construction is bad.
Jayshawn Tate? That's kind of a real one.
You know, I'm not mad at that one.
We're just down to vet min.
That's like where I'm the Bucks and I'm looking at that broken thing on the street. It's like, could be fun to fix, you know?
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's where we're at now. They're broken now. I mean, the current rotation could be fun to fix.
Yeah.
G.G. Jackson? You just get him in the trade? They don't play him.
If you can get him in the trade, yes.
Maybe you get him instead of picks.
I would take that.
14.6 minutes per game for him.
You know what? That one would move me. If you can just get him for free in that deal, yes.
I also, for backup bigs, I don't know if they'd have the money left. I've kind of swung around on Jalen Smith for the Bulls.
You're never going to quit Jalen Smith.
I didn't used to like Jalen Smith.
Oh, no, it was Isaiah Jackson.
Isaiah Jackson.
I have different Pacers backup bigs.
I wouldn't have paid him on a torn ACL. I just want to put that out there now. They did. I wouldn't have. Mo Gay.
Oh, yeah.
Who makes the same amount of money exactly as Andre Jackson Jr. Just putting it out there.
Is he anything? Well, Ajax is nothing. So
he might be. He might be something.
I look at
Precious
the Bucks
Achiuwa
bench.
Looked kind of good against the Bucks. Maybe more of a 5 at this point, but
yeah. I look at the Bucks bench every game, and I'm like, wow, they are wasting roster spots.
Yeah, I mean, just totally giving up on Andre Jackson Jr. after pushing back and then guaranteeing his salary for the year is just very odd. I think
there's a worse situation on there, and that's Cole Anthony.
Well, he at least has played some this year.
Yeah, but then now I don't see a situation where he plays unless someone gets hurt.
Well, that's seems likely based on the way the NBA works these days. That one, at least there, like you said it, right now, there's no real, or foul trouble, maybe. I think he could get a 5-minute stint here or there. We've talked about it, whatever. He's clearly has his own flaws. But at least there is one clear scenario, and it's not that far-fetched of KPJ or Rollins turns an ankle, boom, he's in the rotation. We saw how many wings miss time, and they're like anyone but Ajax.
Yeah. Ajax, Amir Coffey, like
they're just gone. They don't exist anymore. I can't believe they didn't waive Amir Coffey, to be honest with you.
I can't believe they didn't waive him either.
I don't know what the thought process was in not.
Got guaranteed last week for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Last week. How many total minutes do you think Andre Jackson Jr. has played this year? It's probably higher than you'd think, actually.
Like 40.
Because remember, he did get some run early in the season, when I think soon after the Prince injury, and then it all went away. 97 minutes.
Okay, I was going to say, I forgot about that. It was going to be more.
He is shooting 29% from the field.
It's not great.
44% from 2. 17 assists to 6 turnovers isn't bad.
Yeah, and they're all behind the back.
Cannot play with Giannis at all. That is
Nope.
He's worse than Kuzma. I should make that clear. Kuzma's okay.
I thought that was obvious.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because like if you're elevating Ajax to like wing minutes, that's not good.
No, but again, I just think now's not good. For the right upgrade, I'd be fine trying that. And then again, you go try and shop and get whoever. Gigi Jackson, Jay Sean Tate, somebody who you can put out the 4.
Yeah.
Upgrade Sims, Pete Nance to be kind of a 4 or 5.
Pete Nance at 42.
42 career high. Just keeps. He had a bad game the other day, but overall, he's had all good games for the Herd. I think he's the first guy I'm giving a look to, like internally, if they do make some trade like this. Like, just give him a chance, see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nance Sims, just be big.
Yeah. Nance has played well in the short couple minutes he's gotten.
Yes. But John Morant, I haven't weighed in officially yet. I'm certainly not giving up anything. Like real.
Maybe I'm just too cautious, but I think I'm out.
If you get a real player back, I would do, to fix the needs we just talked about, I would do KPJ Kuzma Portis and just try it out. And I'm fine then if you're not giving up any picks and it doesn't work.
If you're giving up KPJ, you need something else back.
Yeah.
You need like Gigi Jackson in that deal.
Or like Vince Williams Jr., is he healthy? Jalen, they're probably not giving you Jalen Wells. He's good.
No.
Yeah, there's not a ton of options left here.
Trade a 2-way. We need a 2-way.
Yeah, they do have an open spot.
Get a Marquette boy back.
Did they give Santi Aldama $18 million a year?
Yeah.
Oh. Yikes. A player I've liked in the past, but that's a lot of money.
They in fact did do that.
So what do you say? KPJ, Portis, Kuzma for Gigi Jackson and John Morant. Straight up, nothing else included.
I might do that.
Just see what it looks like.
I might do that. You got to shake things up at some point.
Would you rather do that or those 3 players for LaVine?
Ooh, I think I'd do the Grizz one.
I do think LaVine is clearly a better fit. We should talk a little bit about LaVine because I feel like we kind of just hand wave him.
I love how the Bucks have psyoped us into thinking, is this the plan all along? They've psyoped us into
just thinking, lower expectations until...
Yeah, because it's like, man, is LaVine that bad of an option?
That could be it.
Because they've just like, is it Trae Young? Is it John Morant? Zach LaVine seems pretty good in comparison.
He's got potential.
Like he's the best player out of those 3.
Yeah. So this is legal. This raises the Bucks' salary by more, but they're still $2.7 million under the tax. Kuzma, Portis, KPJ for LaVine and Keon Ellis.
God, I hate they did it. They successfully ran a PR campaign to make me want Zach LaVine. I can't believe LaVine's
a much better fit with Giannis.
I can't believe I cannot.
Ja.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is this all been a ploy to make us think that Zach LaVine is actually good? Because the first time we heard this, Zach LaVine was like, "Oh God, no, we're not touching that." But now, after these subsequent reports, we're like, Zach LaVine, not a bad option.
Some things around the Bucks have changed too.
I'm putting on my tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
All of these other reports have been to make us want to like Zach LaVine.
Especially the Jim Owczarski one, which is like, oh yeah, it's LaVine or Ja. And then you're like, okay, LaVine it is.
Yeah.
I will say things around the Bucks.
Tinfoil hat here.
Things around the Bucks have changed a little bit as well. In their last,
losing. Well,
no, in the way they are. Their last 10 games, they're 6-4. In that time, they're 12th in offense and 10th in defense. So their problems have shifted a little bit from the first round of LaVine, where we're like, what is this going to help? Suddenly it's like, oh, maybe.
But that's also clouded by playing bad offenses.
I mean, they played bad teams, period. I think. I mean, they've defended better than they've scored. Yeah, but it's not.
That's how you win basketball games. Is you defend? No,
you can not always for them.
Yeah, you can. No, I take that.
I've had other people. It's like, listen, I'm not saying this means they're better now that they've beaten some bad teams, but the way they've done it, I do think is notable. They're also, where'd they go? They must have dropped 16th in rebounding, so still not good, but not awful.
Not the worst team in the league, not including the Kings.
And 12th in defensive rebounding, which is really the one to look for. We know they just don't do a lot of offensive rebounding. So they have not been this team with Giannis lately that is like, we can't defend anyone, but we're scoring a ton. They've actually just been pretty mid overall. So I think that's worth saying, of like, it's no longer the case where you flip it open and they're like, wow, they're the best scoring team ever and they just can't rebound. Like, they've just kind of been mid. They're 7th in true shooting in that span. So they are still shooting the ball well, but
Zach LaVine makes $47 million.
Yeah, I mean, do you get more for taking LaVine? I guess Keon Ellis would be the more. I don't think you're going to get more on top of that.
A player barely plays.
Yeah. But clearly is good. And I think everyone knows it but them, and they like don't want to sell too low on him.
But they also know it because they want a good price for him?
I just thought.
So it's like the front office knows, but the coaching staff is
Doug Christie. The only reason I can't say straight up Doc is the worst coach in the league is I saw them play the Kings. I was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. That old Doug might have him. Dougie. Dougie. I like Keon Ellis better than G.G. Jackson. This still leaves you without a forward, but at least those guys are 6'5" and 6'6". LaVine and
Zach
Ellis.
LaVine can be a wing.
He's a little bigger, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that dude's a solid 6'5".
I think I prefer this because I see in my mind much easier a world where I'm like, oh, LaVine and Giannis together are awesome. And LaVine is still it's just nice to have a guy who's a go-to scorer when Giannis is off.
Yeah, Rollins, LaVine, Turner, Giannis. That's pretty good top four.
And just throw Green out there for more spacing. I don't know if you can live defensively.
That's a bad defensive team.
Maybe Keon gets an elevated role. I don't know if Doc would do that. Maybe get a new coach too.
Not in this trade.
Not in this trade. Just grab Jared Dudley from the Nuggets bench.
Yeah. I forgot he's on the Nuggets bench.
Yeah, they showed him during the game, and I was like, oh, yeah. It could have been on the Bucks bench if they hadn't kicked him out of town for no reason and ruined their first season with
Jared Dudley had to. Remember how Jared Dudley had to tell Jason Kidd, hey, this Giannis kid is pretty good. You should play him?
Jason Kidd, who made Giannis's career, people say.
Yeah.
People who
Jared Dudley had to be like, bro, stop starting me for Giannis.
That's so funny. What a good guy. What a great.
That's why I'm like, I will be forever grateful for Jared Dudley.
So we also.
Kid, what are you doing? Why am I starting?
That's so funny.
That's the funniest possible thing that could happen.
Hilarious.
That's how you know he's like genuinely in it for the love of the game. Because he's like, I want this young kid to take my vet starting role.
Yeah. That is real. Maybe he will come back. We should talk about MPJ, who we agreed was the most exciting. And I still think that way.
I still think he's the most exciting.
I think we're hearing less about him. I think there's a price for him.
I think he's probably going to the Warriors.
I mean, the Bucks could get involved, but for sure the first, and more probably, on top of the salary. So I kind of get why they're maybe swimming in lanes where you get a worse player / fit, but almost for free or just for salary, and maybe even get something. versus looking at that? Because we do agree, like, they're bad right now. And I think they should just make a coaching change. But if you're not going to, are you really better off getting MPJ, but giving up like 31 pick, 32 swap to complete this team, quote unquote complete, still have no bench, or getting like LaVine or Ja, but keeping all of your pick capital and being ready to hopefully upgrade in the summer and then get Giannis to sign an extension then, hopefully.
You probably don't trade the first, right?
Which then you're just like, okay, you're not getting Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Which I think is totally fair by the Nets. I am hesitant to buy at an absolute high for a player, and that's certainly where we are. And we just saw this. We just saw this with Mikal Bridges, and they're doing it again. This is the one thing Sean Marks is good at.
I was going to say, yeah, the Nets are pretty good at that.
Rehab value rehabbers, and they can do nothing else. But they're horrible, and they can make a guy look decent. Except Cam Thomas.
Unless your name is Cam. I was going to say, unless you're Cam Thomas. Unless you can, then your value is just. I mean, you're coming down with us, buddy.
Yeah, you're stuck here for life. I mean, Schroeder last year.
Miserable.
Schroeder last year went for a decent value. I think it feels like Claxton they're talking about getting the first for. I don't think they will, but that's what they do.
Yeah, Cam Thomas looks miserable.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Playing for the Nets is like going to Vegas. Like, you're not meant to do it for that long. It's too long. A full week?
You're not meant to
Whoa. Yeah, it's like 4 years? Oh, wow. Exhausted. It was fun at first, but oh my God.
Yeah. As someone who went to Vegas it's not recently at this point. That was almost a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like 4 days. It's like, ooh.
It's a long time. A whole 5-year contract? It's like, Jesus. It was fun scoring 35 points when we lost at first, but now the craps table just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. Just doesn't. I have no motion. There's no light behind my eyes as I'm rolling these dice.
That's Cam Thomas. That's the Nets. That's playing for a bad team. That really is. At first you're like, woohoo, freedom, and then you're like, oh God.
Yep. Good thing the Bucks are a bad team.
Yeah. So we'll see. I know we've been talking a lot about trades recently, but I think it is valid because A, they clearly need to do something, and B, it keeps coming up. There's a new report every time we're podding. So.
And it's John Horst, so he's going to do something.
Yeah, we know he's going to do something. Would you be happier?
Go ahead.
Would you be happier if they traded for one of these guys or didn't make a trade at all? So obviously there's other options, but I want to take that out.
I would not be happy if they didn't do anything.
Rank these 3 outcomes. Ja, LaVine, Stan Pat.
LaVine, Ja, Stan Pat.
Wow. I think I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. This has been a coordinated PR effort from the Bucks.
Well, the play too. They're like, I think the job fit is really bad. I said that. I think if the price is right, he's clearly been a really good player. He's 26 years old. Like, whatever.
It's not nothing.
Take a swing. It's not like, and the shooting is going to be a problem. But I mean, Giannis and Ja are both really, really good. Like, I think with a real offensive coach, they could be just fine. With Doc, TBD, but. I'd be interested in seeing it. I mean, they would certainly attack the basket with true ferocity.
Yeah,
I don't know if it would work.
Whenever Ja's given 100%.
You know, I think post trade you get shaken up a little bit. Get to play with Giannis. I don't know. You gotta hope for that, right? That's change of scenery trade.
We're fine in the East.
Yeah, that did not age well. That did not age well. Never give a quote.
I could also see, here's the thing with Ja. I could see a scenario where him and Giannis just do not get along at all.
Yeah, mate. I don't know. It seems like his teammates like him.
Giannis? Yeah. Or Ja.
Ja.
Yeah.
So,
if his teammates like him that much, they would probably play better on the court.
I don't know if it comes down to that. I don't know if friendship has that much power.
That's true.
They looked pretty good. They looked pretty good when Zach Edey was healthy for those 5 minutes. I will say that.
Yeah, that was a good 5 minutes for Memphis.
Yeah, and Ja. I mean, they both were factors there. But
yeah. Should we do Eastern Conference Player of the Week?
I thought we missed it last week. Let me pull up the stats.
Well, because we recorded on Tuesday.
Yeah, true.
That's why.
All right, let's do. Well, who's your pick? I got to pull it up now. I forgot we did.
This is a bad week for the East.
Another one.
You know who I think they might give it to?
Who?
I think they might give it to Embiid, even though he missed a game.
Ooh, spicy.
It's like the first time they could actually give it to him. Because in the 3 games he played, Philly played 4, Embiid played 3. They were 2-1 in those games. Put up 27, 27, 9, and 2 with over a block. I mean,
bad assist to turnover though.
It's not great. I just want to say like they might give it to him because it's like, oh my god, this might be our only opportunity.
That's a tough one because Maxey has the extra loss, but was straight up much better.
Yeah.
Cade only played 1 game, but 29-13.
They're not going to give it to 1 game. They can't.
Would they give it to Giannis in a losing week?
I don't think so.
28, 8,
I'm telling you, this is a bad week.
This is a bad week. Brunson
if you want to go with someone like
2-2.
wins, Scotty Barnes was 3-0.
Oh, they might do that because there's been a surge, even though he shot 11% from 3 this week. Jalen Johnson, 3-1, 21, 10, and 6. Maybe
Siakam. The Pacers are 2-1.
Jalen's got the
Pacers
extra
had a better
win.
week than the Bucks.
Yeah, that's sad.
That stinks.
This is hard.
This is a bad one. That's why I'm saying, like, in a weird week, they might just give it to Embiid.
I don't
like, hey,
feel
man, good
about
for showing up this week.
Like, I don't think they'll give it to any Cav. Garland was 2-1 with pretty good stats, but Mitchell scored more and was 1-1. I'll go Scotty Barnes.
Scotty, I'll go Embiid. I don't think either of us are winning.
No, I think it might be Maxey just, but
2-2.
Would they reward Cade enough for that was the big win over the Knicks, and they dominated them on the second night of a back-to-back with guys out, I think? I would be shocked. 1 game is
that's
just
Eastern Conference Player of the Day. You
yeah,
know?
literally. I could see this going probably 5 different ways. I could see Scotty Barnes. I could see Jalen Johnson. I could see Maxey. I could see Embiid. Maybe 4.
I could see Brunson or Brown.
Yeah, they just have the same week. There's just too many guys who are 2-2 with good numbers.
I love how Jaylen Brown is really taking this seriously.
Yeah. He'll be mad when he doesn't win.
Yeah.
He has been really good.
So you're going Scotty.
I'll go Scotty. Yeah. Nikias Duncan started the pro Scotty Barnes thing. Everyone's been talking about Scotty Barnes since. He's the only undefeated one on here with good numbers. He's a good defender. I'm going Scotty.
CJ McCollum was 2-0.
True. No, he's still in the conference. They're still in the same division. 22, 6-6, 3-0 record. Good defender.
Were both of those games with Atlanta? One of those must have been with Washington.
CJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were winning a bit. That's part. I think they're saying part of the reason they traded him was like, hey, let's slow this thing down.
Tyler Hero, Heat went 0-3.
I think that's going to be a no. I think they hate him now.
They do hate him now.
I see a Heat account and it posts like, this is the amount of jobs that were lost since Tyler Hero returned to action.
Oh, no.
Is he involved? I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot going on in the world. I don't know if we can put that one on Hero, as much as I may not be a fan either. I don't think we can do that.
That's like the old correlation thing where it's like gun violence and ice cream sales. You know, that's the classic go-to.
Yeah. Would you rather have Hero or Ja?
Is that because I said gun violence?
No, but the NRA campaigns they could pull off would be absolute bangers.
Remember when I think one of the funniest, the most funny things we've done on the pod for myself. I don't know if the listeners found it funny. Is like when we said Ja at the All-Star game in Memphis, they're just shooting the ball instead of dribbling. It's like, John, no. Adam Silver's in the stands. Like, no, John, put it down.
I just, this is a state that is like, I don't know how Tennessee is, but you'd think I don't know. A lot of guns here, like different kind. If he uses a different kind, I think it'd be more. And then we don't have as many nightclubs. Just a version.
Is that a pro for the Bucks in terms of like Ja Morant?
This is how you can stay on the straight and narrow. There's nothing to do.
Or he just goes to the same like 2. He's just
Ja at harp.
No, John's going across the street. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll say thank you for listening. Oh, Ja, please no.
Is red, white, and blue still open? Just Ja in there, upper level.
It is still open. I'm
Shouldn't
pretty sure.
be.
I haven't been there. I haven't been there in a while. But
yeah, I had a great time last time I went. I'll never go again. It's like riding
Yes.
Raging Bull. I did it once. It's done.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Eurostep here on Blue Wire at GSPN, presented by our awesome friends over at Prize Picks. I was gonna say awesome, and I did, so it worked out. But I got like my tongue twisted.
Yeah, it sounded like you went awful. Yeah.
No, our awesome friends over at Prize Picks. Make sure you check them out using the link in our description. If this is welcome to the Bucks. If this is your first time tuning in, like I said up top, welcome. We're so much fun. It's awesome here. But we'll have you covered for all things Milwaukee Bucks. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening to this, whether on your podcast platform of choice or watching on YouTube. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating and review, like the video, have fun in the comments, pod random, and we'll talk to you next time.